My name is Robert, but everyone calls me Bob. I'm 80 years old, and I want to tell you about something that happened 6 months ago that changed how I see everything. My best friend died. His name was Tom. We'd known each other for 57 years, and when he died, a part of me died with him. But before I get to that, let me tell you how we met. It was 1967. I was just 23 years old, working diligently at a bustling printing shop in Chicago, a new recruit trying to make my way in the world. Tom, as fate would have it, started working there the very same week, making us both fresh faces amidst the clatter and hum of industrial machinery. We were equally new, equally nervous, and both acutely aware of the daunting task of mastering these massive printing presses without the unfortunate mishap of losing a finger. On our inaugural day, the supervisor wisely decided to put us on the same shift, placing us side by side for a full 8 hours. In that initial stretch, we barely exchanged more than 2 words, each focused on the demanding work. Yet, as the long day drew to a close, Tom broke the silence with a simple, hopeful question. He asked if I wanted to grab a beer. I readily agreed, a seemingly small decision that unknowingly sparked an extraordinary journey, as that one beer on a mundane afternoon blossomed into 57 years of an unbreakable friendship. We never had a grand, dramatic tale of how our bond formed. We were just 2 ordinary guys who met while working hard and, against the odds and the test of time, remained steadfast friends through every twist and turn life presented. Our friendship endured through the joys and challenges of marriages and the sorrows of divorces, through the miraculous births of our children and watching them grow into adults, and through all the regular, sometimes difficult, sometimes glorious stuff that life inevitably throws at you. Our lives continued to intertwine as Tom married his beloved Linda in 1969, and it was an honor for me to stand proudly by his side as his best man. Just 2 years later, in 1971, I tied the knot with my dear Carol, and Tom returned the favor, serving as my best man with the same unwavering loyalty. It wasn't long before our wives, Linda and Carol, also struck up a beautiful friendship of their own, adding another layer to our shared lives. We quickly established a cherished tradition. Every Friday night, without fail, our 2 couples would gather for dinner, engaging in lively games of cards, and simply enjoying each other's company, talking about anything and everything. There was nothing particularly fancy or overtly exciting about these evenings. They were just 2 couples sharing simple, precious time together. Reflecting on those days now, I truly understand how incredibly lucky we were. Not because anything spectacular or world-changing was constantly happening, but because we had found something most people search for their entire lives and rarely find: a steady, unwavering friendship. It was the kind of connection where there was no need to perform, no pressure to impress anyone or put on a front. You could simply show up genuinely and completely yourself and be fully accepted and appreciated. Tom and I shared the rhythm of that print shop for a significant 12 years, working shoulder to shoulder until 1979, when the shop unexpectedly closed its doors, marking the end of an era. While I managed to find work elsewhere, carving out a new path for myself, Tom took a different route, securing a job with the city. Although our daily routines diverged and we no longer saw each other 5 days a week, our bond remained as strong as ever, anchored by our cherished Friday night dinners. We consistently called each other whenever something significant, big or small, occurred in our lives, sharing both the triumphs and tribulations. I remember vividly when, in 1985, my father passed away. At the funeral, Tom didn't offer many words, and honestly, none were needed. He simply stood steadfastly beside me, a comforting hand resting firmly on my shoulder. That quiet, supportive presence was more than enough. In times of profound loss, you rarely need eloquent speeches, but rather someone who will simply stand with you in your pain. Years later, in 1992, it was Tom who faced a deep heartache when his son got into trouble, ultimately leading to a year in jail. Tom was consumed by guilt, blaming himself for his son's struggles, but I reminded him of the very wisdom he had once offered me. Sometimes bad things happen, and it is simply not your fault. His son, thankfully, eventually turned his life around completely, overcoming his past, getting clean, marrying, and now proudly raising 2 beautiful children, a journey that filled Tom with immeasurable pride. One profound truth about friendship, which truly crystallizes with age, is that you often don't fully realize its immense importance until you're much older. When you're young, it's easy to view friends as simply people you share good times and laughter with, companions for fun adventures. But real friendship, the kind that truly sustains you, is profoundly different. Real friendship is about showing up consistently and without question when life throws its toughest challenges your way. It's about being able to sit in profound silence with someone, understanding that sometimes there's nothing that needs to be said, and yet everything is communicated in that quiet presence. It's about knowing someone so deeply, so intimately, that you can discern their pain and heartache even when they insist, with a brave face, that they are perfectly fine. Tom and I had cultivated that profound level of understanding after 57 remarkable years together. We weren't just friends, we were like brothers, and in some ways, even better than brothers, because we had actively chosen each other year after year through every season of our lives. The year 2008 brought another devastating loss into my life when my beloved Carol succumbed to breast cancer, leaving me at 64 years old, suddenly and utterly alone. My children, naturally, had their own lives, their own families, and their own journeys, but Tom was there, a rock in my turbulent sea of grief. For the entire first month after Carol's passing, he came to my house every single day, bringing food, sitting with me in my sorrow, and simply allowing me to cry and grieve openly. Never once did he try to fix it or offer platitudes that it would get better. He simply let me feel whatever I needed to feel, accepting my pain without judgment. After Carol died, I entered a dark, isolated period, a time when I had no desire to leave the house, content to wallow in my grief. But Tom, ever persistent and caring, kept showing up, refusing to let me succumb to isolation. He would gently but firmly say, "Come on, Bob, let's just go get lunch." And I would go, compelled by the undeniable knowledge that he simply wasn't going to give up on me. Not then, not ever. 5 years later, in 2013, the cruelty of life struck again when Tom's dear wife Linda passed away. I received a heartbroken call from him at 3 in the morning, a call that delivered the terrible news. She'd suffered a heart attack, and by the time the ambulance arrived, it was tragically too late. Without a moment's hesitation, I drove straight to his house, arriving to find him sitting motionless at his kitchen table, staring blankly at nothing, lost in an ocean of grief. I quietly sat down next to him, and we remained there in profound silence for hours. There was absolutely nothing to say, nothing that could possibly convey the depth of his pain, but he knew I understood. I had walked in his shoes, had been exactly where he was. After Linda's death, Tom and I became even more inseparable, finding solace in each other's enduring companionship. We established a new, vital routine, meeting for breakfast twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday morning at the same cozy diner we'd frequented for 2 decades. We'd order the same comforting meals, sit in our familiar booth, and engage in the comfortable cadence of small talk. The weather, the latest news, updates on the Cubs. It might have seemed unimportant, but it mattered deeply. It gave us structure, a sense of predictability and routine in a world that had suddenly become unpredictable, and most importantly, it gave us something meaningful to anticipate, a reason to look forward to the new day. As the years advanced and we both gracefully aged, our conversations often shifted from the present to the rich tapestry of our past. We found ourselves reminiscing more and more, recalling the countless things we had done in our younger, more adventurous days, the trips we had spontaneously taken, the amusing mistakes we had inevitably made, and the many dear people we had known who were now, sadly, gone from this world. These moments of reflection weren't tinged with deep sadness. Not really. Instead, they felt more like we were carefully taking inventory of our long, full lives, diligently making sure we remembered every precious detail, every shared laugh, every profound experience, before the inexorable march of time made it too late. However, just last year, a new and unsettling challenge emerged. Tom began to forget things. It started with subtle, fleeting moments, easily dismissed, but gradually, imperceptibly at first, it grew worse. He would recount the very same story 3 times within a single conversation, the repetition becoming more frequent and pronounced. His daughter, concerned and watchful, eventually took him to the doctor, and the diagnosis, though early stages, was heartbreakingly clear: dementia. Tom was understandably terrified, grappling with the profound fear of losing himself, his memories, his very identity. In that moment, I offered him the same simple wisdom he had shared with me years prior. We simply deal with what we're dealt, confronting life's challenges head on. The last 6 months of his life proved to be incredibly difficult, a painful period watching Tom decline faster than any of us had anticipated. Some days when I arrived at his house on those familiar Tuesday and Thursday mornings, he would recognize me, his eyes lighting up with the familiar warmth of our friendship. Other days he wouldn't, a blank stare meeting my gaze, but it truly didn't matter whether he knew me or not. I was there, steadfast and unwavering, a constant presence. Exactly 6 months ago, the inevitable, yet still heartbreaking, happened. Tom suffered a severe stroke. He lingered in the hospital for 2 long days, a fragile life slowly ebbing away before he finally passed. I was there, right by his side in those final sacred moments, holding his hand, feeling his weakening grip. I gently whispered to him that it was okay to let go, that he could finally rest, and he did. Now, at 80 years old, I've endured the painful loss of many dear people in my life: my parents, my beloved wife, and other cherished friends. But losing Tom, losing him, was profoundly different. Tom was the very last person who vividly remembered who I used to be, who held in his heart all the versions of me that had existed throughout our long lives. He was the last person who knew every single one of my stories, every youthful adventure and old secret. He was the last one who could laugh with me, truly laugh about things that had happened 4 decades ago, finding joy in those shared distant memories. When Tom died, an entire, irreplaceable part of my own personal history died with him, a segment of my past vanishing forever. In the quiet aftermath of his funeral, a piercing realization dawned upon me. For the majority of my life, I had, regrettably, taken our friendship for granted. I had simply assumed that Tom would always be there, a constant fixture in my world, always available for our comforting breakfast on Tuesday mornings, always ready to lend an ear when I needed to talk, just always there. And now, he isn't. The crushing truth is, I can never get that precious time back, those opportunities to connect that I might have let slip by. Here's what I truly want you, listening now, to deeply understand: whatever your age or stage of life, friends genuinely matter. And I'm not just talking about casual acquaintances. I mean real friends, the ones who consistently show up without being asked when things are profoundly hard, the ones who understand you, sometimes even better than you understand yourself. Those deep, unwavering friendships are incredibly rare, and they demand conscious effort. They require your precious time. They demand that you show up, truly present, even when it's inconvenient, even when you're busy or tired. I observe people today, and everyone seems so perpetually busy, so laser-focused on their careers, their families, or their own myriad problems that they neglect to carve out meaningful time for their friends. They operate under the illusion that they'll simply do it later, convinced they have all the time in the world stretching out before them. But you don't. Time, that relentless thief, eventually runs out. People die, and one day you might tragically realize you're alone. And all those things you once thought were so critically important suddenly don't matter at all. Tom and I had 57 glorious years together, 57 years filled with cherished Friday dinners and comforting Tuesday breakfasts, with countless phone calls that always seemed to brighten the day, and simply profoundly being there for each other through thick and thin. And yet, even that incredible span of time still wasn't enough for me. I still yearn for more time, wish I had just a little bit more of his company. I still wish I had appreciated every single moment of it, even more deeply while I had it. If you are fortunate enough to have a friend, a truly real friend, not just someone you know casually, but someone who has journeyed alongside you through the ebb and flow of many years, a steadfast presence in your life, call them, make plans, show up, don't wait. Don't fall into the trap of assuming you'll have more time later, because the harsh reality is you might not. After Tom passed, my mind was flooded with regrets, thinking about all the times I could have called him but didn't, all the times I was just too tired or too busy or simply didn't feel like it. All the precious time I unknowingly wasted, foolishly believing that we had forever. We didn't. Nobody does. I'm still here, existing in the quiet solitude that he left behind. Every Tuesday and Thursday morning, I wake up, and for just a split second, a fleeting moment of hopeful amnesia, I forget he's gone. My first thought is about heading to the diner to meet Tom, just like old times. And then the stark, painful memory washes over me. He's gone. I sit alone in my house, consumed by the lingering quiet, and wonder, truly wonder, what I'm supposed to do with all this time I have left now. My children, bless their hearts, suggest I should make new friends, maybe join a club or some activity to fill the void. But I'm 80 years old. I don't want new friends. I want my friend, the one who knew me intimately for 57 years, the one who understood me so completely without me ever having to utter a single explanatory word, the one who stood by me through absolutely everything life could throw at us. You simply don't replace that kind of profound, lifelong connection. You just learn, agonizingly, to live with the gaping hole it leaves behind. So here is my advice, and I offer it with every fiber of my being, with all the wisdom gained from a long life and a heavy heart. Do not ever take your friends for granted. Never assume they'll always be there, a perpetual fixture in your existence. Don't postpone getting together. Don't put it off because you're feeling busy or tired or overly stressed. Make the time, show up, be truly present in every moment you share. Because one day, inevitably, one of you won't be here anymore, and all you'll have left are the precious memories, alongside the painful regret for all the time you, perhaps unconsciously, wasted. Tom taught me an immeasurable amount over the years. He taught me how to be a better friend, how to truly listen, how to consistently show up without question, how to simply powerfully be there. And now that he's gone, I'm earnestly trying to pass on those profound lessons, not to replace him, but to honor him, to ensure that the way he lived his life, the incredible friend he was, meant something. If you have someone in your life who has been there, unwavering through it all, someone truly special, tell them you appreciate them deeply and sincerely. Don't wait for the right moment. The right moment is now. Pick up the phone, send them a message, make plans to connect, because life is fleetingly short, and the people you love don't stick around forever. I miss Tom every single day. I miss our comforting Tuesday and Thursday breakfasts, our familiar routines. I miss our phone calls, his voice bringing a smile to my face. I miss just knowing he was there, a steady, warm presence in the world. But amidst this profound loss, I am also deeply grateful. Grateful that I was blessed with 57 years alongside a friend like him. Grateful for every single conversation, every shared meal, every quiet, meaningful moment we shared. And I am immensely grateful that I got to be there with him in his final moments, that I got to hold his hand and gently tell him it was okay to rest. That truly is what real friendship is all about. Being there in the joyous good times, through the devastating bad times, in the mundane everyday moments, and especially in the final sacred moments, just being there. So, if this story has resonated with you in any way, please reach out to someone you deeply care about, make the effort, show up, be present. And if you found something valuable in what I've shared today, I would truly appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button and take a moment to leave a comment below. Tell me about your own precious friendships, about the people who truly matter to you. I read every single comment, and I would genuinely love to hear your stories. Thank you for listening.